Hello, I'm Miranda. Welcome to my Warmachine battle report. I play Khador, and today I will be fighting Cygnar in a 25-point battle. Today, Khador is bringing pSorscha with a Juggernaut heavy warjack, a Marauder heavy warjack. Also have here a unit of 4 mechanics, 1 Manhunter solo, unit of 4 Widowmakers, and then we've got 6 Winter Guard, that's the minimum unit, with unit attachment, and Covenant Joseph Grigorovich over here. Cygnar today will be fielded with pStryker, an Ironclad Heavy Jack with a Lancer Light Jack, unit of 6 Long Gunners, unit of 6 Arcane Tempest Gun Mages, with their officer attachment here, and he is Jack marshalling the Charger Light Warjack. After winning the dice roll 6-2, I decided Khador should go first. I deployed pSorscha and her battle group on one side with the battle mechanics in tow. On the other side, Kovnik Joe is leading the Winter Guard. The Cygnar player fielded pStryker with his battle group. He had the Charger alongside them. He deployed his Long Gunners in a line with the Gun Mages in front of them. And that's my dog. For my advanced deployment, I fielded the Manhunter on pSorscha's far left, with a unit of Widowmakers on her far right. Khador, turn 1. In the maintenance phase, pSorscha will allocate 1 focus to the Juggernaut. Winter Guard will get a run order, which gives them 12 inches of movement. Kovnik Joe's going to move his normal 6, and he gives his speech, Courage of the Forefathers, making the Winter Guard tough and fearless. Widowmakers run up to the pile of rubble, giving them cover. They have Pathfinders so they can move their full distance through the woods. Manhunter runs her full distance into a patch of forest. Juggernaut spends a focus to run, moving 8 inches. The mechanics also use a run order to move their full distance of 10 inches, since their normal movement is only 5, and they're only useful in face-to-face contact with the jacks. pSorscha casts Boundless Charge on the Marauder for 2 points. She then moves her normal speed of 6 and spends her last 3 focus to cast Fog of War, which gives concealment to the army. The Marauder uses Boundless Charge, targeting the Charger Warjack to move a full 9 inches. I was hoping to move him across the table as soon as possible. We'll see if that works out. Cygnar, turn 1. In the maintenance phase, pStryker holds on to all of his focus. Lancer advances its normal movement of 6. The Ironclad Heavy advances its normal movement next to the Lancer, a movement of 5. pStryker advances up behind the Lancer and Ironclad. He spends 2 focus to cast Snipe on the Long Gunners. This gives them, I believe, an 18-inch range. He spends 2 focus to cast Arcane Shield on the Lancer, and he holds on to the last 2 focus to boost his armor. Charger Light Warjack advances 6 inches. He fires at the frontmost Winter Guard soldier using Snipe, giving him a 16-inch range. Since the Charger is being Jack marshaled by the Gun Mage officer, he can use any of the shot types that the Gun Mages can, thus Snipe. Charger shoots the frontmost Winter Guard, he hits, kills the Winter Guard outright, as Winter Guard only had an armor of 12. He has a rate of fire of 2, so he takes another shot. However, the next Winter Guard, is actually in cover, so he's trying to beat a defense of 16, which does miss. The Gun Mages run their full distance to the right, moving out from in front of the Long Gunners. With their ability to see through stealth, they are now protecting the flank from my Manhunter. Long Gunners remain stationary, giving them an aiming bonus and dual shot bonus. They already have a 14-inch range, so with Snipe on it increases it of course to 18. They perform a combined ranged attack and target my Widowmakers. The Widowmakers have a defense of 20 because they're in cover, but the long gunners only need an average roll of 7 to hit. However, they fail to do so both times, because my Widowmakers are awesome. Khador, turn 2. In the maintenance phase, I'm going to upkeep Fog of War, spending 1 focus, allocate 1 focus to each Warjack, and keeping the last 3 on pSorscha. For my Marauder, he's going to use 1 focus to run, but he's only going to move about 7 inches because I didn't want to get charged first. Juggernaut spends focus to run and moves his full 8. The Mechanics run order full 10 inches to catch up. Cosmic Joe gives his speech for the Motherland to get boosted attack rolls. He then moves his full 6 inches. The Winter Guard get a bob and weave order, giving them a +2 defense, and they move up 6 inches. They go ahead and combine ranged attack against the Charger. Only 3 of them are in range, so that's a +3 on the CRA, but they do manage to hit the Charger and do about 5 damage. Widowmakers reposition slightly, remaining in cover. They shoot at the Charger, but only 1's in range. They do hit and do about 1 point of damage because it's not worth trying to roll damage against the Charger's armor. I'm going to reposition my Manhunter slightly over here. Now pSorscha is going to spend 2 focus to cast Windrush, giving her a +2 defense and a full advance. She can then do her normal movement to advance another 6 inches. Fog of War will cover the whole army again. Cygnar, turn 2. For the maintenance phase, 1 focus to upkeep Snipe on the long gunners, 1 focus to upkeep Arcane Shield on the Lancer, and Striker camps the last 4 focus. Gun Mages issue a run order to move up into position. The long gunners try to CRA the Widowmakers again, still needing average 7 roll to hit the Widowmakers, which are at a current defense of 20 due to cover. The long gunners roll exactly a 7, and their combined power of 16 destroys one of my Widowmakers. However, their second CRA does miss. The Lancer moves up 2 inches into position. Striker uses 3 focus to cast Earthquake through the arc node on the Lancer at my Marauder. He needs a 6 to hit, and he does. Earthquake has a 5-inch template, knocking down my Marauder and 4 Winter Guard, but not the Mechanics due to Iron Sentinel. Khador, turn 3. Maintenance phase, 1 focus to shake off the knockdown on the Marauder, then allocate 2 focus to the Marauder. pSorscha is going to camp the last 3. Kovdik Joseph Grigorovich moves up slightly to give his speech for the Motherland to boost attack rolls for the Winter Guard. Winter Guard, of which 4 have been knocked down. The front 2 will forfeit their movement to stand up, freeing them up for shooting. The other 2 will forfeit their shooting so they can move up, and a couple of Winter Guard who were not knocked down will move up to participate in another combined ranged attack against the Charger. We've got 5 participating, and they do hit. This time they were able to do 12 damage to the Charger. Mechanics issue a repair order on the Marauder. There are 2 mechanics in base to base, which give me a bonus. However, I actually still failed to repair anything because I rolled too high. My Marauder spends 1 point of focus to charge the Charger Warjack. He moves 7 inches, but just falls short. I think it was by about ½ inch. ¼ inch. It's terrible. pSorscha activates and moves up 1 inch and spends 2 focus to cast Boundless Charge on the Juggernaut. My Juggernaut now has a charge range of 9 inches and has no problem getting into nail with the Charger. The Charger has a defense of 13 versus my Juggernaut's mat 6, so I do manage to succeed and hit with a 10. The power is boosted because of the charge, making it a dice +3 on 3d6. My Juggernaut does 17 damage to the Charger, turning it into a wreck marker. The Juggernaut then directs his fist attack to the gun mage, needing a 9+ to hit, his defense of 15, which doesn't happen. My 3 remaining Widowmakers move up into the open to shoot at the long gunners. My Widowmakers need a 6+ against the long gunners to hit. Now my first one hits, and I do the auto point of damage to just eliminate him. The next Widowmaker misses, and the last one also misses. My Manhunter then moves up to put pressure on Stryker's flank. Cygnar, turn 3. For the maintenance phase, Stryker spends 1 focus to upkeep Snipe on the long gunners, 1 focus to upkeep Arcane Shield on the Lancer, and the rest for himself. Stryker activates and moves 6 inches back, spending 3 focus to cast Earthquake on my Marauder again. Against his defense 10, he needs only a 4 to hit, which of course hits and knocks both my Marauder and Juggernaut down. Next, his Ironclad moves up into melee range of both my Jags. He auto-hits the Juggernaut with his Quake Hammer, rolling dice -2 for damage, which does about 6 damage to my second column. He then uses his fist on the Juggernaut again, but does no damage against my awesome armor 20. The Lancer then moves up to attack my Marauder. He auto-hits with his War Spear, rolling dice -8 for damage. He auto-hits with his Shock Shield, doing no damage since it's dice -11 on the damage roll, but doing an auto point of Cortex damage. Gun mages move through the forest to get closer to my Manhunter. Only the officer and 2 gun mages are close enough to shoot at her. The officer initiates an Arcane Inferno order, which is a combined ranged attack with a 3-inch AoE. He does miss the shot and it scatters out of the way and hits nothing. Long gunners have not moved yet. Instead, they do a series of 6 combined ranged attacks, combining 2 at a time. This effectively makes each shot a Rat 9, power 12. The first 3 shots hit all my Widowmakers and kill them outright. The next 3 shots kill 2 Winter Guard. Khador, turn 4. For my maintenance phase, I allocate 3 focus to the Juggernaut, spending 1 to shake off the knockdown effect, 1 focus to the Marauder, and pSorscha will keep the last 2. My Marauder forfeits its movement to stand up and uses its star attack to perform combo smite. This is what I love Marauders for. I do go ahead and boost the attack roll because I want to make sure I hit with this guy. I do hit the Ironclad, but it's knocked back only 1 inch. However, it is knocked down. The Ironclad also suffers a dice +2 damage since my power plus strength on combo smite is 20. Ironclad takes 9 damage to column 6. Next, pSorscha moves up 6 inches and casts Boundless Charge on the Juggernaut, granting him Pathfinder through rough terrain. Juggernaut charges at Stryker, taking only 1 free strike on the way from a gun mage, who misses. The Juggernaut boosts his attack roll against Stryker since his defense is 16 this time around, so I need 10s to hit. I do manage to hit. I actually crit, which is exactly what I wanted. Freezing Stryker in place, he is now stationary. I also managed to do about 13 damage after discounting the armor 16 since Stryker does have a +1 bonus with his camped focus. Juggernaut auto hits with his fist, doing dice -1. So I do another 9 damage, destroying Stryker. Khador victory! So that was my first Warmachine battle report. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to go ahead and subscribe, I should be able to get some more videos out soon. So thank you for watching.